Shalom, Israel, shalom unto the whole house of Israel. We bring you greetings. This is your brother Azariah. All praise unto the mighty one, the almighty Yahweh. Blessings, honor, and respect unto the Holy Mother, the Ruach Kadesh. And then to our elder brother, Yahushua, who is Master of the Lamb, who's consecrated the pathway, who laid the foundation. And up on this foundation, we have to be careful how we build. All praise to the mighty one. Hopefully this build will be edifying for the body, will be a brick in the layer that would help you move along the way. To some it'll be beneficial, to some it's not. To those who check in, may it bless you. To those who check out, I bid you Godspeed. All praise to the mighty one. Here we are. With Israel, we're dealing with the 9 doors of prayer. These 9 doors of prayer are rejoicing, the door of thanksgiving, the door of meditation, the door of groanings, the door of travail, the door of supplication, the door of intercession, the door of praise, and the door of worship. And all these doors work simultaneously with the orders of the angels. And the order of the angels are the first angelic, or just the angels, period. Archangels. You have the principalities, you have the powers, you have the virtues, you have the dominions, you have the thrones, you have the cherubim, and you have the seraphim. Now, what we'll do is, in these lessons, we'll break it down because the brothers have been bringing powerful knowledge. This is some information that I had way back when we were doing prayer conferences, and our brothers ignited. We got information on how to deal or entreat the mighty one, and we've been dealing with the angelic host. And what I did is I implemented some of the basic structures that I already knew that was in place, and with the kingdom understanding, and then with this knowledge that's being given unto us now that the psalm or the seal has been broken, and the Most High is pouring out His Spirit upon us, and we're getting these great revelations. It's high time that we awake the body up out of sleep. And so this is a blessed time. So I thought I'd take some of these basic lessons, bring them back, and incorporate them with the understanding or the breakdowns that we have now. At one point in time, the only thing we had was Gentiles breakdowns. How they saw prophecy, and then we see that that's faulty or a failure in that. All that understanding was faulty and a failure. Some say you can, eat the meat, spit out the bones. But now we have a greater understanding. And so now, with this greater understanding, we want to work these keys that the Mighty One has given us. To start out, I'm going to start out dealing with the scripture. I want to talk from Isaiah chapter 6. And I'll read through verse 9. Yeah. And it reads, "In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting up on a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings, and with twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly away. And one cried unto another, and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the post of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, and because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, for mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar, and laid it upon my mouth, and said, Lo, this has touched thy lips, and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin is purged. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and whom will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. And he said, Go, tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. All praise to the Mighty One. In this particular text, the part that we want to deal with, we see that Isaiah is in the courts. He's in the courts of the king, and he's saying that in this day he held King Uzziah in a certain esteem. And because he held Uzziah in a certain esteem, he looked up to him. And sometimes when we look up to things or people or have a great adoration for certain things, it's hard for us to see past that person or that thing to see the Mighty One. But after Uzziah died, then Isaiah was allowed to not only see past Uzziah, but he was able to see into the king's court, the true king's court, the king that was behind the King of Kings. And so when he sees this place that the Mighty One is taking him into, he finds out how unworthy he is to be there. And when he finds himself in this place or in the courts or these high courts, he sees himself as a wretch undone. He says, Woe is me. I've made it to this place. I've always thought about being in this place. But now that I'm here, I'm not in the right clothing. I'm not in the right, nothing is right about me to say I'm worthy to be in the place that I am. And sometimes this is how it is when we desire to be before the Mighty One. We have so many things we want to tell him. And then when we get to that place and it's required of us to say something, we have nothing to say. There are many of us that have complained in our secret places. And then when it comes time to speak truth to power and we sitting at the table, we have nothing to say. Well, this is the preparation room. This is the time where the angels are before the Mighty One, the seraphim and the cherubims, and they're seeing the power of the Mighty One, and they have an opportunity to magnify him, to glorify him, to give him adoration or to say something. All praise. But then many times when you end up at the table or you end up in a seat, and you realize that, hey, I'm sitting in a place that I'm really not worthy to be sitting, because it's not you that gives you your worth. It's the Mighty One that gives us the worth. He's the one that qualifies us. And when he qualifies us, we can sit at the table. But as soon as we forsake the one who set us at the table, then we don't have an answer. We don't have an answer for what has come. I digress a little bit. I'm talking about prayer. As you see, interesting enough, that when Isaiah comes into this place, he above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings, with twain covered his face, and with twain covered his feet, and with twain he did fly away. And so this is a covering before the Mighty One, because his glory is so, the brilliance of his glory. They don't have the power to withstand his glory, to withstand the energy or the vibration that's coming from this power.